my sister make sure she
이것은 무슨 영화입니까?
이것은
이것은 무슨 영화입니까? 영화
Hi Maya.
언어와 생각. 저는 어디에 있습니까?
Where am I?
고래가 코끼리를 만집니다. 경찰이 말에 탑니다.
That's not how I would word it.
Oh, I thought you were talking to me. I was like,
Oh,
what are
no,
you
sorry.
talking about?
I'm doing my Duolingo, and they redid Duolingo. Like, it used to look way different than it does now, and I tested out of this level back then in Korean, but I don't know, I have to like do it again. So I'm doing like really easy shit right now, and then the sentence was about police officer riding a horse, but they translated it as a police officer mounting a horse, and I'm like,
Those
I
are
wouldn't
different words.
wouldn't translate it that way personally. Yeah, tada is to ride, so I guess you could say mounting, but that I don't know. It's weird. Oh,
누가 없습니다.
Hello, Apollo. Welcome in.
hello. Let's learn a language. Finishing my Duolingo right now. Okay, I'm done.
Okay.
I just didn't want to save it till after when I'm super sleepy. I have a 707-day streak. I'm not losing it for anything. I even did it when I was in the hospital in November because I'm insane. Okay.
Okay. Oh, maybe if I move that over here.
My baby bear. Hopefully you can hear his purring. You're blessed with the sound. Aw. Shout out to my husband who has to sit in my kid's room right now, trying to help her go to sleep because she wouldn't. He just never does that. Not that he doesn't do it, but like it's cool because he doesn't get the opportunity to. Normally, it's either me doing it or she doesn't need to be put back down because she just goes straight to sleep. I don't know what's happening tonight. Oh, I gotta get his Twitch up so I can like see what's up with people.
Apollo says no spoilers, but holy shit, that this episode of Last of Us was so fucking good with a million explanation points.
Oh, right. I have to watch that tomorrow because it came out tonight because of Super Bowl and stuff.
Look at this.
I love it. I saw your picture in the Discord. Ooh, turn down my volume.
I am so
Where'd you get
ready
that?
for tonight. On Etsy.
I was just about to ask, was it Etsy?
It's
Hell yeah,
a
Etsy.
shop called Shikarian Craft. Like all they do is make Shikarian.
That is awesome. I'll try and move my phone so that my rabbit doesn't chew my cord. Because he would. He really would. Jesus Christ. Oh, I hear her crying.
Are you going to be okay, Mama?
Yeah.
Aw, I heard that.
Yeah, she came out of her room. I hope she went to wherever my husband is. We can see like, oh, you moved it. Just kidding. Mary Berry, you need to settle down, sir. Thank you.
We are two of a kind, violent and sound of mind. All right. I think I'm ready. Are you ready?
I'm always ready.
Mm.
There was a dumb Navy reference. That's a stupid catchphrase in the Navy. Always ready.
I don't know if I'm
Try to-
actually ready for this one though.
Yeah.
We're gonna cry. Okay.
We are for sure gonna cry. I'm actually kind of sad because that means it's done. Well, it's not really done, but
No. Because
it's
we
almost
decided to
done.
split it. We decided to split the Citadel DLC out so that way we can spend one more night. One
That
more
one's
night.
yeah. I can't wait.
Genius. Genius on our parts. That's what it is.
Savor it until what does he
Hello.
say? Savor the last shot before he
Sa-
pops the heat
Heat
sink.
sink. Yep.
That's what we're doing.
So true. So true. I listened to our episode again today. I
Oh,
also.
that would have been
Oh no.
smart.
No. Okay. Oh, we're good. We're good. Everything's just acting weird. Be okay. Oh, please don't do this. Hello, hello, and welcome back to another episode of Two Girls, the One Ship, the podcast where we analyze, rate, and review all that the world of video game romances has to offer. I'm Genesis, the girl who will unapologetically and openly cry every time I hear the words, "There is no shepherd without Vakarian."
Yeah. And I'm Varvada, the girl who's definitely a one Turian kind of woman.
If you're new here, welcome to the beautiful chaos. But you should know that our podcast centers on character and romance analysis and doesn't shy away from exploring the fun of fucking.
Or from the deep emotional connections built between two characters using specific in-game dialogue. So if you want to stay spoiler free, then this isn't the podcast for you.
So here's your fucking spoiler alert.
Thanks for the spoiler alert and what? You didn't hear it? Okay. What happened? I thought when I tested it earlier, you said yes.
Did I?
No?
I don't remember hearing anything. Well, Yuri said they heard it, and
Yeah.
Paula said they heard it, which is good. It's always me. I'm not the problem. I'm just the victim. I'm like of the problem. I don't know what it is though.
All right. Do I still sound good to
Oh,
you?
we can see your settings.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. That's interesting. Oh, like on the stream, I mean.
Yeah, because
I
I
never-
have to change my settings in Google in order.
Oh,
yeah.
right, because it's Google Meet. Sorry, I just was like, oh, I never saw him before.
Do I still sound good?
So here's your fucking spoiler alert.
Did you hear the spoil? No. Okay.
Good reference, Yuri Cat. It's me. Hi. I'm the problem. It's me.
Okay.
So
Very
here's your
accurate.
fucking spoiler alert.
I heard that one.
Okay. And how do I sound?
You sound great.
Oh,
It's
whoops,
fine
didn't mean
now.
to do
You
that.
did it.
Yay, we
You're the
did
queen.
it.
I just can't go through this episode without hearing the audio clips.
Oh,
I absolutely must.
Like, yeah. Okay. Thanks for the spoiler alert, N7. Maybe this episode will convince you to romance the space chicken. And just like with all of our previous episodes, we'll assume that you have some background knowledge of the game and characters in question, but we will be providing context for those of you who may be unfamiliar.
We chose to release this episode now because we liked that last year on Valentine's Day. we released our first episode on this character. I mean, he is the romance Jen and I first bonded over and decided, hey, someone needs to talk about this. Thanks to you, dear listener, we're no longer just fangirls shouting into the void. We're professional podcasters who today are analyzing our favorite alien boyfriend, Garrus Vakarian in Mass Effect 3. The stakes are high and the pressure is heavy, but nothing can come between this cross-species liaison.
I can't even count how many lives are depending on us, Garrus.
Well, when things are looking grim, and I'm pretty sure they will, just remember, we're in this together. And if it ends with both of us dying in a giant explosion taking out a Reaper, remember I took the kill shot.
Asshole. But I love it. Garrus has come a long way since his C-Sec days on the Citadel, and he has worked through his shit from the whole Archangel Sidonis thing. So the Garrus we reunite with in Mass Effect 3 is at his peak. In the time since the defeat of the Collectors, Garrus has been a busy Turian. Garrus knew his planet was not ready for the impending Reaper invasion, so he went to his father to ask for help. If you've read the Mass Effect comics, you know that Garrus and his dad have a strained relationship at best. His father also worked for C-Sec, but unlike Garrus, he was a stand-up Turian and never had any problems with all the rules and regulations he had to abide by.
We love us a rebel, don't we? Garrus managed to convince his father of the Reaper threat, who was then able to convince Primarch Fedorian of the threat, and he gave Garrus his own Reaper task force. So that's what he's been doing while Shepard has been in the brig for killing a bunch of Batarians. We can't know exactly how much help Garrus's task force really had, because the Reapers invade nonetheless, and it seems insurmountable to so many at first. But not to this OG crew member of the Normandy. Shepard and Garrus reunite on Monet, one of Palaven's moons, as Shepard is trying to locate the Primarch. The existing Primarch was just killed, and the next in line is General Adrian Victus. Once you locate him, Garrus joins you back on the Normandy and makes himself comfy in the main battery, calibrating his big guns.
Mm-hmm. And once he's back on the Normandy, he'll start to wonder where things are at if you previously romanced him in Mass Effect 2. While you don't have to romance the same companion throughout the trilogy, or as in many games as they're available, the next clip we're playing happens to Shepards who did romance him previously. It shows the one area Garrus isn't confident in. The suave Turian who just goes with his gut. He's nervous around Shepard, unsure of her feelings, or if she even wants to be with him still. As if he ever needed to worry. That's the thing with Garrus, though. He knows he is woefully ignorant of how to be a good boyfriend to a human, and he tries to learn, even if it's awkward, because he respects Shepard just that much.
Is this the part where we shake hands? Wasn't sure about the protocol on reunions, or if you even still felt the same way about me. The scars are starting to fade. I remember they drove you wild. But I can go out and get all new ones if it'll help.
I haven't forgotten our time together.
Well, I've been doing some more research on human customs. I didn't...
That's the protocol on reunions.
The vids mentioned it might go something like that. I had hoped it would. I mean, I didn't know if...
I can't promise how things will work out. Not with this war. But I missed you, Garrus. I thought about you a lot.
Glad to know my romantic, skills made an impression. Because it's going to take more than Reapers to come between this cross-species liaison.
So if you heard when he gets interrupted, that's with a Paragon interrupt with a smooch. And it's just cute. I really love this scene because when you're watching it, Garrus is nervous, stumbling over his words at first, and looking around the room and not at her. And that's when Shepard can do the Paragon interrupt. She kisses him gently on his scarred mandible and reassures him that, yes, of course, she's still interested. Garrus is still grounded by physical touch, just like we discussed in his Mass Effect 2 episode. Garrus is a Turian of action, and while he has become considerably more eloquent in this game, and especially in the Citadel DLC, his primary way of connecting with Shepard is through mutual touch. I think this makes perfect sense given they speak two totally different languages and are completely different species. The two went from never touching in the first game to touching during every romance scene in the last game.
Physical touch is so important on so many different levels, like from even like a friend touch, like just to be able to hug somebody. Oh, so important. Anyways, Garrus has also worked through some of his residual emotions and trauma around what happened to him on Omega in the second game. So he is much more open and friendly with the rest of the team, specifically Ensign Copeland, Javik, Liara, and Vega. He'll still hang out in the main battery doing his calibrations, but even so, he'll often be using the QEC to talk to people back on Palaven, or talking to other companions on the Normandy. He is no longer filled with anger and resentment. Instead, is filled with acceptance and determination. It may have taken too long to convince the rest of the galaxy, but now he is finally doing the mission he set out to do with Shepard 3 years ago. It is time to kick some Reaper ass.
They're pretty good at it too. We said in Liara's episode for Mass Effect 3 that she checks in on Shepard unlike other companions. There are exceptions to this, of course. The romance options will usually ask after your well-being if you've romanced them, but Liara definitely sees Shepard in a nurturing, empathetic way. A romanced Garrus is essentially the foundation that the house is built on. He makes sure Shepard is okay and reminds her that he will always be right there. This might be a little bit corny, but this is what I honestly thought of when I was thinking on this and analyzing Garrus. But his relationship with Shepard reminds me of this song called Boats and Birds by Gregory and the Hawk. It's a song I like to sing to my daughter before bed sometimes. It's a super cute song if you haven't heard it. There's this part in the song where the lyrics say, "If you'll be my star, I'll be your sky. You can hide underneath me and come out at night. When I turn jet black and you show off your light, I live to let you shine." And that really made me think of Garrus and Shepard.
Aww. Damn it, I wasn't going to cry this early. Okay. Next line.
How are you holding up, Shepard? This all has to be taking a toll.
There's only so much fight in a person. Only so much death you can take
Before a certain Turian with no romantic skills to speak of tries to cheer you up.
Cheer? Coming from you?
Mood swings. Don't worry. We'll get through this. We always do.
That part is so... We always do. I love it. His brand of support, flavored with dry humor, is just perfection. His value as a companion is only increased as a romantic partner, too. All the companions offer their own perspectives and advice to Shepard as the story progresses. And Shepard and Garrus are able to be very vulnerable with each other about how they don't really know how all of it works. The ruthless calculus of war, as Garrus calls it, taking a toll on Shepard. As a Turian, he can offer a more militaristic, strategic approach and wisdom. But he also respects and loves Shepard, so he can temper that with her priorities and emotions. She wants to save everyone. And when a Turian would think of a battle, is a victory if even one soldier survived.
After the mission Priority Palaven, Garrus can be found on the Citadel coordinating housing and supplies for the refugees from Palaven. Garrus has grown into his own since Mass Effect 2 as well. So much for the old Shadow Broker dossier on him saying he couldn't grow under Shepard's shadow. But ultimately, his character arc revolves around the phrase, "There's no Shepard without Vakarian." We talked about this a bit in his last episode, but his arc of growing closer to Shepard is different from the other characters. Their character arcs all revolve around their own journeys. Grunt becomes his own Krogan and finds his place among his culture. Miranda's finally going to get out from under her father's rule and save her sister. Jack comes full circle and becomes the parent figure she wished she had as a young, powerful biotic child to other biotic kids.
But Garrus, his outcome relies solely on Shepard. We said this in his first episode, but his two personal quests from Mass Effect 1 and 2 surround his desire to enact justice outside of the law and regulations. And Shepard can influence his ideals through the Paragon or Renegade morality path. That is why Garrus is the sidekick, which isn't to say that he isn't a strong and capable Turian all on his own, but Shepard brings out the best in him, romanced or not. All the companions are necessary for the success of the mission, and they all have their unique strengths and weaknesses. All support Shepard in their own way, and all can be viewed as the most important squad mate for one reason or another. However, you cannot ignore the ease and trust between Shepard and Garrus, especially romanced. Liara might have mind melded with you, but Garrus is just on the same wavelength as Shepard, in a way that the other squad mates don't come close to. They all care for Shepard, yes, but the quick-witted banter and lockstep that these two are always in is perfectly captured in their tango scene of the Citadel DLC. Which we will be breaking that down in another episode, don't you worry. But instead, let's listen in on how their romance lock-in scene starts.
Where are we going?
Somewhere.
Nope. Try again.
Where are we going?
Somewhere we're not supposed to.
Now you're talking.
Ever have that one thing you always wanted to do before you died, Shepard?
I've woken up with a Turian next to me.
Still trying to make me blush, huh?
Until it works. So what's your one thing?
The whole time I worked at CSEC, I'd stare up at the top of the Presidium and say to myself, I want to go up there. But I never did. There were 137 regulations telling me I couldn't.
So you got them changed?
No. Now I just don't give a damn.
The way they talk just perfectly conveys how close of friends they are, in addition to being in love. This is why I will always choose Garrus. This romance started out off the pure trust and respect of a deep friendship. The physical attraction wasn't necessarily there to begin with, but now it sure is. There is a trope called Amazon Chaser, which fits Garrus's attraction to Shepard because he is attracted to her initially due to his immense respect for her and her prowess in battle. Kicking ass is sexy to a I knew I was going to struggle on this word. Kicking ass is sexy to a meritocratic Turian, and especially in these times where the fate of the galaxy is at stake. The lock-in scene for the romance in this game is just too cute as well. We all get the benefit of seeing the scene too, even if you don't romance him. But us Garrus-mancers just get some more going on in that scene than normal. Garrus takes you up to the top of the Presidium just like he always wanted. and you'll have a bottle shooting contest. Oh, and by the way, do him a favor and me a favor and miss the shot. Just let him have this.
It's incredible.
Again?
It's incredible.
I'd be lying if I said I didn't hope it would inspire a certain mood.
Something on your mind?
It seemed like you needed time to figure us out. Are you ready to be a one-Turian kind of woman?
The only thing that made leaving Earth bearable was knowing you were out there somewhere.
I felt the same way. The worst part about the galaxy going to hell would have been never getting to see you again.
Well, here I am. Exactly where I want to be. I love you, Garrus Vakarian.
Wow. The vids Joker gave me, well, they never got this far. There was the part about sleeping together, but this is... I don't know exactly what to do.
Who needs a vid when you've got me?
And now, before we head back, there is one thing we're going to settle, once and for all.
Oh. And that leads to the moment where you can make a shot or intentionally miss. I'm kind of torn on this decision, unlike V. Does missing intentionally cheapen his win? Or does the confidence boost really help? Does the legend of Shepard need to be almighty? Or can she take a hit to her pride? I guess it just depends on the playthrough. And this is another example of how touch soothes and connects Garrus to Shepard. Garrus is clearly nervous to discuss this. He might be worried that Shepard will turn him down here, and he is awkward and messing with his scars. He seems self-conscious. After Shepard does the Paragon interrupt of kissing Garrus, he calms down, and his confidence returns. It's cute to see this 4-star sniper badass fumbling through words, because romance is just the one area where he isn't too sure what to do, but he desperately wants to get it right.
And this brings up another thing that I love about Garrus specifically. He is really the only companion in Mass Effect 3, but also the series that is like wholly an individual. Liara does come as a close second, but she still represents the typical Asari, despite her unique job as an archaeologist at such a young age. Rex, Tali, and Javik are all ambassadors of their race to the player. The human companions are all representations of their respective organizations, or the failings of those organizations in Jack's case. And Edie is literally an embodiment of the Normandy itself. That's not to say that each of them don't have individual personalities, but they are all framed by their organizations or cultures. Garrus is shown time and again to be outside the norm of Turian culture, and we never need to do anything to improve or fix his standing with his culture like we do with the others. He's simply allowed to just be Garrus, not your Turian companion.
This also helps Garrus to be the voice of the series as a whole, which is enabled by Garrus's best friend and confidant status. He never does anything or wants to do anything that falls outside of the game's morality sets. And even at Shepard's most Paragon or most renegade reaction to things, Garrus will match that energy every time. You can be so horrible to all the other companions, to the point of death in some cases. But you cannot be mean to Garrus. There is no break the cutie here like there is with Tali, for example. The game likes him just as much as we do. Even if you don't romance him, this separation of Garrus from the other companions is apparent. Everyone can easily describe him as Shepard's best friend. He's on the Normandy for Shepard and Shepard alone. To kick Reaper ass is just a bonus. Now, before we get further into the romance, we need to take a mid-break to talk about some fun facts, hear from our sponsors, and thank our lovely patrons. Let's go to the mid-break dance. All right. It is fun fact time. Garrus has been ranked as the best companion in the entire series multiple times. And as a romance option, he is ranked at the most popular choice for femships around the world. That's according to multiple polls from PC Gamer from 2015 and 16. But I tend to agree with it. Have you heard this man's voice?
Yeah. Speaking of his very attractive voice, Garrus is voiced by Brandon Keener, who has done a lot of other acting and voice acting roles in his career. But two things I thought stuck out was that he was in Galaxy Quest, which is one of my favorite movies, and I don't remember him, and Buffy the Vampire Slayer. If there is one thing I've learned, it's that everyone has been in at least one episode of Buffy.
Seriously, everybody's been in Buffy. But the episode is not that great, and this is human Garrus, so the voice is kind of there, but he's playing a skeevy older brother who is washed out after high school. So, I'll keep my Garrus right where I like him in Mass Effect, please. Oh, wait, but Mr. Nature from the Smuckers commercials? Yeah, I'd take a bite of that sandwich.
I need to find this commercial that you were referencing because I have not seen it.
Oh, it's a
after the show
Smucker.
ends.
It's a Smucker's jelly commercial, and he is married to motherfucking Nature, and they have a kid together, and he's making a sandwich for their daughter because it's like
That's
it's
cute.
all natural Smuckers.
I just noticed your Garrus and your
Oh.
cleavage.
He's been
Oh my
here.
God. I'll just hold on to mine. I didn't see him. Wow, that went over my head. Okay. Sorry, I didn't see that. Another fun fact I had is according to canon, Garrus stands at 7 feet tall and Femshep is 5'3". So she climbs him like a tree. I love me, my giant space chicken boyfriend. I love that thought. I also think I'd be kind of terrified to see someone 7 feet tall, but I don't care. I'd get over my fear.
I mean, that is really fucking tall. I'm 5'9", and anything like 6 foot to like 6'5", I'm not intimidated by. But beyond that,
Yeah, my dad's 6'4", so like that's fine. But I'm used to that. But I can't imagine that much more taller. And my thing is, I knew Garrus was 7 foot tall. Like I've known that, but like I did not know Femshep was 5'3". I'm
yeah,
5'6". Like that's
that
insane.
5'3" seems really short. While I thank the patrons and read out our reviews, will you look up how tall Broshep is for me?
Oh yeah. I got you.
All right. Welcome, Barrier Free Height. I hope I said your name right, because you are our newest patron and you need to be welcomed onto the ship. So thank you. And major loves to Toasty, Apollo, Miss Theos and Win, Bat Knight and Lizzie, Becky and the Cups, and Cloudy. I love you all so much. Okay. Now we have recently received 2 new reviews. Much appreciated. Love Games with Love. This is for you. 5 stars. Via Apple Podcast from Win. I am appalled at myself for not reviewing before this. I've been listening to the podcast for several months now, and the growth of Ravada and Genesis have undergone as hosts and as content creators has amazed me. Their open-mindedness and in-depth analysis have changed my mind a few times on characters I thought I previously disliked. I'm also a cornball, so being among friends and fellow nerds who also love the romance aspects of video games is really validating. So if you're looking for a great breakdown of your favorite romance or looking for new games to get addicted to, look no further. Thank you, Win. I love you.
Thank you for the review, Win. The best.
And
There's
I
one other
really like
little
that.
review. Oh, sorry. There's a. Oh, do you want to read this one?
Oh no, you can go ahead.
Okay. We had one more new review, which is awesome because we went without one for a few months and now we have two, so that's exciting. And this next one came in on January 29th of 2023 from, oh, okay, CHARTHOT 99. I'm not going to pretend to know how to say that, but thank you via Apple Podcasts. They said, really great podcast. Just listen to the Leliana episode, and it's me. I'm the one fangirling over Leliana. I love how your episodes are structured, and y'all have great takes. Thank you. That's what
Aw.
we go for, is great takes.
I can't tell if that's Char Thought or Chart Hot.
Or Chartot.
Chart Hot.
Yeah, I don't know.
Is it a play on like
Please tell us.
Chartan?
Join our Discord and phonetically spell out your username for us if you have the time. Also, I found out some things. So, first of all, I want to address the fact that in game, the characters, the character models, do not represent their true heights according to the lore. So you can't like run up to Garrus and stand next to him and be like, "Oh, if Garrus is 7 feet tall, then I must be like 6'5". That's not how it works. They just aren't proportional to how they actually are according to lore. According to the Mass Effect wiki, John Shepard, as in Bro Shep, is 6'2". And I just looked it up for FemShep and it says 5'3" on one because there's like multiple wikis. And then this one is the fan fiction. What is this called? Like Mass Effect fanfiction.fandom.com. And it says that she's 5'9". So somewhere between 5'3" and 5'9". We can just call it 5'6" like me to be safe. I don't know. But
Well,
she's
okay.
shorter.
If it's the fanfic fandom, that's different than the Mass
Yeah.
Effect.wiki.fandom.
Yeah. Well, this is for the actual, that's just the name of the website, but like this is for all the things. I don't know. I don't
Okay.
know. That's the thing. It's like I don't know. They don't have so 6'2" is known for Broshep because that's how tall the male model is who did the modeling for Broshep's body. So they just said he's the same height as that man. No idea who did FemShep. So it could be 5'3", could be 5'9". She's shorter.
She
5'9", I
is
think, is
shorter.
average height for women. So,
No, it's more like 5'6" for women. Because
I
I'm
thought it was like 5'8" or 5'9" or something.
no.
I don't know anything. Let's just say that. I only know about romance analysis, not heights of player characters.
All good, all good. There was something else that I wanted to add in this mid break, but now I am completely blanking on it.
I don't know where to put my Garrus.
You can put
in
him
my
like,
neckline.
will you stick
I've got a
inside of
crew
your
neck on.
headphones? Garrus on
could.
your head.
Scared he'll fall. Anyway, he's no matter what height FemShep is, he is way taller. So love that for her.
That's right. I remember because it was like, I mean, obviously, FemShep and BroShep are different heights, and that actually can be noticed and seen. Because I watched a modded playthrough where they made Ashley a lesbian romance in Mass Effect 3. So then you saw the body models actually interacting together in a romance scene. Except for FemShep is so much shorter that when she walks up, she legit is making out with Ashley's nose. No, hold on. Ashley is making out with FemShep's nose. Because that's where
hilarious.
Broshep's lips would be. It's so bad. Oh, okay. All right.
Oh,
Ooh, are we ready?
okay. Yeah, it's time to enjoy the company of our best friend and sweetest space boyfriend. Are you ready for the romance culmination scene?
Here we go.
Shepard, thought you might be up here. You know what the best part is about a battle that decides the whole fate of the galaxy?
Winning it?
I was thinking it's a good excuse to remind the ones you care about that, well, you care about them. Want some company?
You read my mind.
Guess I'm getting pretty good at this, but some more practice wouldn't hurt.
And that's it. Nothing else happens until you wake up from your nightmare. I really, really don't like the fact that with all of your other lovers, except for Tally, you wake up next to them. Caden is playing Big Spoon. Liara is snuggled under your arm with her head on your chest. Cortez is also in the same spot as Liara, and it makes his head look odd, but that's not the point this week. The point is, Shepard even said, I've woken up next to a Turian. But on this night, the night where I would want my lover to hold me until the moment that we have to separate, he is already up and out of bed. Yes, I think it's sweet that he stayed. Yes, I like the fact that he sent me an email while he was just waiting for me to wake up. And I also understand that creating a naked or semi-undressed body model for just one scene is asking a lot. But it's not even horny me asking for it. It's a woman who just wants to wake up in his arms. And not with him in full body armor either, Citadel. Shit. I would have been happier if he was in his relaxed clothes, reading his data pad in the bed next to me, not sitting at the table.
Yeah,
I'm sad.
it kind of sucks because it's like they don't get as much of a sense, like in their romance scene, this scene, it doesn't have as much of a sense of intimacy as the other ones do, which is not fair as far as I'm concerned. They should have at least tried to make it a little bit more fair, but maybe they did. I know that a lot of effort goes into games, more effort than I can imagine. And I'm sure that they tried a lot of things, and maybe his body model at the time when this game was made was just uncooperative with that kind of positioning, like a believable thing. I have no idea.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know. I mean, I can only hope that whoever we play as in the next Mass Effect game, we can romance a Turian that's even a, half as good as Garrus, and maybe we'll actually see something worth seeing. But the thing that stuck out the most to me about this scene was when Garrus said, but some more practice won't hurt. Time and again, Garrus will reference doing research or asking other humans, namely Joker, which is probably a mistake, honestly, about the dating customs and things he should do or is expected to do. I can infer that his research goes into physical affection as well, which we will get evidence for in the Citadel DLC romance scenes with him. I think it is really brilliant to portray a very capable man, Turian, but man, who knows his limits and knows when he needs some outside help. Love is work, constant work. and that can be both tedious and rewarding. But the work has to go into it. He always assumes he has more to learn, and that is why he is able to show up for her time and again and be that solid springboard foundation for her to be able to be at her best. The saying on Earth goes, behind every great man is a greater woman. But I think in this case, it's better summed up as there's no shepherd without Vakarian.
And of course, we have to play the long goodbye before the beam run. His conversation is probably the best one out of all the companions, romanced or just befriended. Hands down. I can promise you, I will be crying in about a minute.
Shepard.
Anyhow.
Shepard. So I guess this is...
Just like old times.
Might be the last chance we get to say that.
You think we're gonna lose?
No, I think we're about to kick the Reapers back into whatever black hole they crawled out of. Then we're going to retire somewhere warm and tropical and live off the royalties from the vids. Maybe even find out what a Turian human baby looks like.
I'm game, though I think adoption's a better idea. Biology may not cooperate.
Huh. I suppose there will be a lot of little Krogan around soon.
We just have to beat the Reapers first.
James told me there's an old saying here on Earth. May you be in heaven half an hour before the devil knows you're dead. Not sure if Turian heaven is the same as yours, but if this thing goes sideways and we both end up there, meet me at the bar. I'm buying.
We're a team, Garrus. There's no shepherd without Vakarian, so you better remember to duck.
Sorry, Turians don't know how, but I'll improvise. And Shepard, forgive the insubordination, but your boyfriend has an order for you. Come back alive. It'd be an awfully empty galaxy without you.
Goodbye, Garrus. And if I'm up there in that bar and you're not, I'll be looking down. You'll never be alone.
Never.
Like, why? Why?
Dude, I'm a crier, but like I normally can hold out until I hear Shepard's voice, like Jennifer Hale crying.
Yeah.
I can't handle that.
No, I can't. Because and if I'm up there in that bar alone, looking down, so that you're never alone. And then you can hear Garrus crying too. The same thing that I had with Caden last week is like that you know that not only are these characters going through it, but the voice actors are going through it too. And it brings so much to this game. Oh, God.
I'm just seeing Billy Badbottom, good username, saying like they've never played FemShep before, so it's all new to them. Never heard Garrus sounding so sweet. I love that there's just so much stuff in this game, like so many ways to play, so many options that even now, over a decade later, you can find something you've never heard before. That was me last week. I never ever heard Shepard giggle like that until I was watching Caden's romance videos. And, you know, for me, hearing this conversation is how I've always ended the trilogy. And it's, you know I'm missing out on great endings with the other companions who you've romanced, but I can't step away from him.
Yeah.
It's too good.
Like, I know that there's definitely things that I haven't experienced in this game yet. Like, I haven't watched any of the Mass Effect 3 Tally romance stuff yet, and I'm gonna hold off on that until I'm writing out, my portion of her episode, just because like I haven't experienced it yet. So I'm gonna keep it there until we're ready to write it all out. But I really want everybody to experience these moments, even if it's only through this episode or just watching a vid online. But when I say that it makes it so much more worth it when it's your shepherd that's doing it in the scene and you see your shepherd walking up to his face. Ugh, God.
Yeah. It's just we've said it so many times before where like you don't get to know the whole character unless you romance them. But that doesn't mean that your canon playthrough has to be the romance. You could just watch, like Jen just said, the video online or something, just so you can see the range, just so you can see, okay, so I can headcanon that whoever Garrus romanced, if it wasn't Shepard, like Tally, you don't even have to headcanon it. Gets with Tally, he's gonna be that sweet with Tally. I don't
Mm-hmm.
I don't want Tally to have him. I Tally deserves happiness, but
Not with
I
our
don't
man.
know. Yeah, not with our man. Like they're kind of they're cute and their banter is silly and stuff, but like there's no way in hell that their relationship is anywhere close to Shepard and Garrus's relationship should they be romanced. But yeah, I love it. 10 out of 10. It's always been my favorite.
So what do you think about that clip?
I I really think that that conversation before the beam run that we just listened to is a perfect snapshot of their relationship. Like I said, Jennifer Hale, the voice actress for FemShep, has said that this scene with Garrus is the one time she cried while recording the lines. And I definitely teared up when I heard it the first time and every time afterwards. We all know how much this means. This is goodbye, not only to Garrus, but to the series itself. That that conversation is one way to remember him. Phil Savage from PC Gamer said in 2014 that while Mass Effect, this is quote, Mass Effect 3 was a game with many endings, and Garrus's ending takes place before the final battle, shooting cans with Shepard at the top of the Citadel's Presidium. It's a scene laced with humor, rivalry, sadness, and yes, friendship. The best way to remember BioWare's best companion. I liked that. I really did. It's beautiful. But for me, the goodbye that will stay with me is my shepherd leaning on the dock railing, gazing out at the Normandy, while Garrus says it's been a damn good ride. It's beautiful. It's iconic. It's my favorite. We'll listen to that in the Citadel DLC episode.
Oh, babe, it's the best. The best. Can't believe that I'm still like I don't have my shit together yet and I'm about to fucking lose it even more. Because
Have you ever seen some of the fan art? Sorry, I just thought about it. Have you ever seen the fan art of like Garrus and FemShep with Krogan babies?
yeah. Yeah,
That's how I choose
definitely
to
have.
think of them in a
Oh.
tropical place somewhere.
Yep. Okay. In the extended cut version of Mass Effect 3, it gives us an actual I love you between the two of them. And it is the literal final goodbye between the two. Get your tissues ready.
Here, take him.
Shepard,
You gotta get out of here.
and you've got to be kidding me.
Don't argue, Garrus.
We're in this till the end.
No matter what happens here, you know I love you. I always will.
Shepard, I love you too.
Go!
the first and only time that we get to hear him say the words out loud. And it's in this moment of all moments. Oh, did everything just freeze? I'm gonna be so mad if everything just froze. Guys, I can't. Like, I love this romance so much. And I think saving Garrus to say I love you in the last final moment, it just, oh, the love between Garrus and Shepard is so huge it broke Vervada's computer. She's gone. She couldn't take it. Oh, so I was gonna get to this story a little bit later, because I feel like physical touch is so important. Okay, are you back?
Yeah, I don't know, man. My internet broke. Stopped all my tears, so that was probably for the best. Freaking cold water to the face. Thanks, internet.
Yeah.
It's almost always fine, and then it randomly isn't.
Oh, okay. So I was talking about how they saved him saying I love you until this moment. And I like it because it is so impactful. But there are other times that he doesn't say it, he types it out. So I wanted to,
Yeah, he says it a
yeah,
ton and said it all though. So they definitely were like, "Oh, people want to hear that? Let's just throw it in."
right? Because I mean, Caden says it all the time, and
Yeah,
you know, so for Garrus to say it more and more in other ways is important.
I think
I
he's just his love language is acts of service, you know?
mhm.
So when he knows maybe she wants to hear it more. Maybe humans are more verbal and he was kind of being more of a Turian before. And so he learned, oh, she wants to hear it. So he starts to say it more. That's the way I like to rationalize it.
Um. Okay, so of course I screenshot like everything, and back in the day there was a companion app where your squad mates, or really a lot of different people in the Mass Effect universe, could send you additional emails and text messages while you were playing the game. And instead of showing up on your little computer terminal, they would show up on your phone. There's a mod that allows you to put them back into the game. And so I took the screenshots of what a romanced Garrus will email you. This one is titled, "You're Still Sleeping," from Garrus Vakarian. It's late. Just got up for some water. You're still asleep. Wanted to say how beautiful I think you are. Love, G. Okay. Second one. You've got this. Doubt any of us will be getting much sleep anytime soon. But I believe in you. Love, G. Don't get up. Just wanted to say, even with all this craziness, you're still a beautiful sight. Get some sleep, Love, G. I need Brendan Keener to read these emails out the same way that Raphael Sabarge did for the Caden letter and Kimberly Brooks did for the Ashley letter. Like, I need these now.
That would be great. He's always struck me as such an introvert that is exceedingly shocked at how much love he gets from this role.
Yeah.
Every interview, he's always like, "I'm scared." That's his aura. So, I don't know if he ever would. I don't know what kind of attention he's got. There's some wild fan girls out there, but, I would love that too. I think he's a great actor, and I really loved him as Garrus, obviously. And I love these emails. It made me think about, um, I guess, backstory. My husband and I have been together for 10 years, but both he and I were in the Navy. That's where we met. And he was on submarines. And because of the type of work you do on them, you barely ever get a chance to communicate. And the communications you do have are email. And, there'd be times where I didn't hear from him for like 2 months. And then all of a sudden I'd get an email and they would have to be short, and there'd be like 3 people who'd have to read them. So it'd have to be we had a little code and stuff, but, like, just seeing these kind of little short messages from Garrus to Shepard, it made me think of those times, and it's just like, they may not seem that romantic to some, but just for me, I know what that life is like in some ways from being in the military and having that style of communication only with my loved one. So I really liked that touch. I think it's really good.
Yeah. Ugh. You said touch, and that reminded me of like the whole physical touch thing that I was going to talk about. Like, I know 100% that physical touch is my love language. Not, and it's not even from like the sex side of physical love. It also has a lot to do with just like, there's something so powerful to me about like just a hug or like a gentle touch on the face or the shoulders or the hands or anything like that. And I can tell that that's exactly how Garrus is too. We see it every time that Shepard touches his face. It's like a bring me back into my body. And there is a moment that I hold, like, my friends all know this about me also. And fuck, did you freeze again? Okay. I was like, you're completely still, so I couldn't tell. So there was a night that I was driving a group of friends home. I had, my girls were in the back. My bro was sitting up front. And all of a sudden, we were driving home. It's like 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning. And I'm driving. And all of a sudden, this guy walks out from the shadows across 4 lanes of traffic and in front of my car. And I freaked the fuck out. I swerved and like I thankfully didn't hit him. I didn't hit the sidewalk. I didn't hit anything. But like, you see that and you're like, this person either is high and didn't know where they were at, or they were trying to use my vehicle to not be living anymore. So I instantly, like, my panic rises, my heart is racing, I start breathing faster, and I'm like, fuck. But sitting next to me, he just reached out and he took my arm. He's like, are you okay? And I was like, that's what I needed in this moment. It was a reassuring touch just to ground me and pull me back into my body And then I was able to drive us all home. And then I immediately sat on the couch and had another beer because I was like, motherfuck this. I'm going to like chill for a minute before I go driving and dropping off the next series of people. But yeah, you know exactly who you are if you're listening to this. And I will never forget that moment. Thank you. Moral of the story, physical touch is important to a lot of people for a lot of different reasons. Garrus being one of
Physical
them.
touch. Yeah, is very important to us as humans. We are social animals. We are not designed to be alone and isolated. We are designed to be together, and people do not, it's not even just romantic love. I think that's a problem in our society too. We should show more physical affection and intimacy to our friends and family. It's not just making out and having sex, it's hugs. It can be a cheek caress. I do that to my daughter all the time. She does it to me, like a smooch on the cheek, holding hands, anything, arm around the shoulder. It's just nice to be connected. And romance Garrus.
Yeah. I'm trying to like, I'll catch up and chat and everything. And yeah. So just so you all know, the Two Girls One Ship started because of the Mass Effect lorecast. Like we wouldn't be a thing without them. Now granted, we have definitely diverged and separated and we are our own completely separate thing. But that's why we kind of like honor N7 in each episode because he was the catalyst that brought us together. Even though he would hate it if I called him the Star Child. Yeah. And Billy Badbottom,
really,
I do recognize your name. I see it all the time in N7 streams. Yes. We can cut a lot of this out before we actually wrap up the episode for the night.
I was just gonna say, I think Garrus is technically the catalyst for our relationship.
That's true. Garrus is the catalyst, but wait, I was about to say N7 was the vehicle, and I'm just like,
Yeah,
that
he's
doesn't
the
sound right.
Normandy.
He's the Normandy.
He's the mission that brought us together via the patron chat.
Right.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of you guys already knew this story, but like we were both patrons and we were both on a Lorecast, Mass Effect Lorecast patron chat one day. And for a while I had been the only woman and she logged on and I literally locked eyes. I was like, oh my God, another woman.
Yeah.
And then she was like, do you want to start a podcast with me about romance? And then the rest is history.
Within a month.
Very quick turnaround.
Yeah.
With my Virgo energy and your, what are you again? Pisces? No.
Gemini, baby.
I forgot when your Gemini. Sorry, I forgot when your birthday is. Your Gemini good idea fairy.
Right? I'm like, I have ideas, so many ideas, and they flip and flop in my brain all the fucking time. I can run with a million different ideas. I just need somebody to help me focus that energy.
'Tis I.
Yes.
The organized Virgo who takes on too much and thrives off pressure. Yay!
Yay, Geminis. Yay, Virgos.
Yay, star signs. Yay, star child.
No, not yay, Star Child.
I know.
It's the only time I've ever wanted to shoot. Yay, Mass Effect. I was like, the Star Child is the only time I've ever legit wanted to shoot a kid in the face. Like, just annoying.
I thought Star Child was the kid at the end, at the very end, with the
you know what? Okay. Yes. I think that people use them kind of like interchangeably. Star Child is the one who's asking about the shepherd stories.
Yeah, the shepherd.
But I've also heard the catalyst.
That Buzz Aldrin voiced the man.
Mm-hmm.
at the end. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Just in case you guys know that. That fun
But
fact would never fit into a character analysis episode, so just put it right here. Here you go.
another fun fact, the actual Star Child at the very end, the little kid with Buzz Aldrin, is not actually a model of a child. It's not the kid from the beginning of the game. It's not the model of the Catalyst. No, they took Anderson's body model and shrunk it. If you go back and watch it and you look and you think like Anderson, and then you look at the fucking little kid, and it's just Anderson, but like 4 feet tall.
I wonder if they're gonna do anything with that scene at the end of the game. Like if that's gonna be like
I don't know.
referenced in any way for the next one. I'm interested to see. We're just gonna have to wait and see, I guess, because Dreadwolf is coming out first, and I have business with Fenharel. Let me tell you. Anyway, this is a tangent for sure. We can finish now if you want.
Okay, I think the tears have dried. The love will always be there. Okay, so if you like what you're hearing, please be sure to leave us a review on iTunes or give us a rating on Spotify. And here's a big thing. Spotify right now is really pushing for more and more people to follow on their app. The more followers that you have, the higher ranking you'll be in the Spotify rankings, meaning that our show will get promoted more and more people will find us. So when we ask you to subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts, it really is hit the follow button. And there's even a little notification ding bell in the Spotify app, so that way every time our episodes upload on Monday, you'll get a little notification. And then you can go click download right then, right there. So please give us a follow on Spotify as well. And if you want to hear more from me, you can also find me on the Cyberpunk Lorecast with my co-host Toasty, where we explore the foundations of the past, the state of Night City today, and the news of the future for all things cyberpunk. And you can also find me in text form in our Two Girls One Ship channel on the Robots Radio Discord. Come give us a follow on all the social medias and on patreon.com/2girls1ship. Links to those are in the description.
I'm on the Robots Radio Discord as well, and in our own Two Girls, One Ship Discord server where we nerd out on all our favorite CGI significant others. Be sure to check out our live streams on Twitch on Fridays at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 7:30 p.m. Pacific Time. Our podcast episodes release on Mondays because you need at least one good thing on a Monday.
So, thanks for listening. And remember,
Beauty is in the eye of the controller.
yeah.
Sorry, Samsterbot. I will not be able to convince you to not hate Jacob anymore. I don't know if you're catching up on the chat, but caught up on the chat. Wow, blonde moment there. But Billy Badbottom, maybe listen to last week's episode. Might change your mind. It changed my mind about Caden. I didn't hate Caden, but I just thought he was boring. And I was like, whatever. I mean, people can like him, and I still kill Ashley and Vermeer. Even I never have killed Caden. I should probably kill him once just to experience Ashley in the playthrough.
Well, don't think of
But
it as killing Caden. Think of it as saving Ashley.
that's a positive spin on it.
Yeah.
Anyway, I like him as a romance a lot better in 3 than in 1. Jacob, on the other hand, I don't know. It's not Jacob's fault that he sucks, but I don't think I could convince you to like him because I don't really like him. Like he's a sad waste of potential.
Yeah.
Cloudy. The one area where we differ. Like I said, I like Hayden now in 3.
Yes. Okay. So Yuri and V need to do at least one Ashley run, even if it's not a bro run to romance her. I still think that she's really good in 3 as a femshep. And like the whole, I also understand that a lot of people don't like how she got like the whole beauty glow up and everything like that. And I get that. But the way that I have headcanoned it is that my femshep is super fucking girly. Like, as soon as I get that Kasumi dress, it is all that I wear throughout the rest of the game. And
Correct.
so, and then I don't necessarily like the black dress that you get in Mass Effect 3, which is why I modded the Kasumi dress to be in Mass Effect 3. But still, I wear the N7 dress in Mass Effect 3. And so Ashley sees my femshep and is like, wait a minute, that's Commander fucking Shepard. And if she wants to act super girly and wear makeup and have her hair all done up, then that means that I can too. And so my Ashley is all dolled and glammed up because I showed her that you can still be a badass in a mini skirt. But I should probably save that for the Ashley episode next week.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I just don't like that her hair's down. That's my only thing.
Well, she's not in the Alliance anymore. She's not in the Navy. Why does it
She's
matter?
wearing armor. It's just weird. She's wearing armor. It's going to get in the way. It's the same reason why I don't get people who work out with their hair down. How do you do it?
Mm,
Like,
okay.
how are you in a firefight and your hair's like blowing in your face? Freaking vacuum of space happens all of a sudden. Oh, can't get my helmet. Can't get a good seal because my freaking hair's everywhere. Guess I'm dead. It's practical, man. That's all. I can't suspend my disbelief with her hair.
Okay.
But yeah, anyway, I should have saved that. It's fine. I'll remember what I said and write it out verbatim. Just kidding.
Oh no, I know my views on Ashley. So I think it's going to be really fun. I don't know if we're going
Yeah.
to like massively change your mind on her romance and everything, but
I've never seen it for 3. I have no idea.
I
The
have.
only people's romance I know for 3 is Garrus and Thane because I personally did those ones. I've never watched videos for the rest of them. So it's all kind
Oh,
of new for me.
wow.
I did know 2, like before we did the episodes, I had watched those. For some reason, I never watched the third one. I have watched the Citadel scenes, but not like the regular main game ones. I
I've
don't know.
seen I've seen all Citadel DLC dates, and so I've experienced that one with the Tally one, but I haven't seen, let's see. Oh my god, how many are there? I've definitely I've experienced Caden with Broshep. Um I've done Rekindle with Jack. I've done Garrus, obviously. Um I've watched Thane. Um Oh, I've watched Cortez. Oh, on the Cortez one, we definitely need to include the Leviathan DLC. Like, we haven't included any of those lines in the episodes we've done so far on these characters, but your romance does have unique dialogue right before
Yeah,
you go down and then when you get back up.
it's just not that. I mean, I don't know. The romance dialogue from that DLC I've heard is mostly like, be safe. And then you come back
Yeah.
and you're like, so glad you're safe. Like, it's not that interesting. So, but I mean,
But
maybe someone's is cool. But when
Steve
I
has
watched
Steve has extra dialogue because it's like
Steve's
his
is cute.
mission. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I've seen Steve's video, and his was better for Leviathan, but the rest of them are kind of just along the same vein of like, be safe, I love you, bye.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you came back from the depths. I'm so glad you're safe. Next time, warn me before you almost die. Something like that.
Oh, sorry, Apollo. We just kind of fucking ruined everything about Mass Effect 3 Garrus. Here's your spoiler alert.
Well, were you gonna do it? I mean, it's different to experience it for yourself too. And we by far did not play all of the audio. Actually, Garrus has the most interactions
Sorry,
for
I'm
romance in 3. It's okay. So you had a lot that we didn't play.
Yeah, that's true. Billy, to answer your question, no, we do not only cover Mass Effect romances. We are currently in our season of Mass Effect 3, but we've also done Dragon Age Origins, Dragon Age 2, Fallout 4, Cyberpunk,
The Witcher,
The Witcher, and not Witcher 2 or 3 yet.
Uncharted.
Oh, Uncharted.
Yeah, we'll be doing, well, I don't know when we're doing Jade Empire, but later this year we're going to be doing Knights of the Old Republic. We're going to be doing um Assassin's Creed Origins, I think,
Yep.
is scheduled. Um, I've got a Last of Us episode, Days Gone. Like we're gonna do any game that has romance in it, we're gonna touch it. And yeah, The Witcher 1. And I think we have Witcher 2 scheduled this year also.
Yeah, I need to do more research on Witcher 2 romances because it's the game that I
Mhm.
remember the least.
Yeah. It might have to be like The Witcher 1 where there's multiple ones like put in one episode because I'm not sure how fleshed out they are. I know Witcher 3's romances are pretty
Yeah.
longish, more like what we expect nowadays.
But yeah,
Yeah.
Sans, we did Witcher 1 and we had the episode about Triss and Shawnee and we talked about all 19 additional romance cards you can acquire. And Ben of Temeria was our guest star on that one.
Yeah. hmm And Billy, we're going to be doing more than one episode on Knights of the Old Republic. I need to watch
Yeah.
the videos for that to see how long the romances actually are because I know it's an older game, so they're probably not that long. We might have to combine like 2 characters per episode or something, but we're definitely doing more than one episode for that game.
Yeah.
It's all a work in progress because we also have interview episodes, which are really cool. That's all I'll say.
Mm-hmm.
hmm hmm
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
patron chats. So it takes a while to get through. It's like we have job security. There's a lot of games to talk about.
Oh my God. Okay. So do you guys want a spoiler about Cyberpunk? Because I'm doing our first interview for Cyberpunk tomorrow.
Ooh,
So V, do you remember who used to do our music for our show before Pipe
yeah,
Man made
yes,
us?
yes, it's finally happening.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
So tomorrow, Toasty and I are talking to Gavin Dune from Miracle of Sound. So if you listen back to the old episodes like Mass Effect 1 and Dragon Age Origins, Gav was the music creator of those ones, the little clips that we used.
Yeah, he's a cool person. Makes some awesome video game inspired music. Should check him out. Miracleofsound.com, I think. Anyway, also, we have 2 interviews next week, and that's exciting. Which
Wait,
one
who's the other
on
one?
Friday and one on Saturday. On Saturday, the author.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. We've already interviewed 2 people this year too. So we need to get more interviews scheduled, but I'm sure we will. They all I like it. Last year we had interviews like every single week for like 6 straight weeks.
That
So
was a
I'm
little
kind of happy that
intense.
they're more spread out this year
Yeah.
because it was really hard. It was a lot. It was very busy doing that because also we still had our normal episodes coming out, and we both have day jobs and children and family stuff and life stuff. And
And then I was like,
last
then
year
there was
also
the
sucked.
whole, there was
Yeah,
like the whole six
last year,
months that I spent in a fucking hospital. Yeah.
yeah. This year's a better year.
Yes. Oh, so I haven't like really told anybody any of this stuff. But no. Like, as for a Rex update, we've been
Mm,
home for 7 weeks.
it's awesome.
Like, that's huge. 7 weeks. Like before that, we were counting in days before she had to go back to the hospital because of one thing or another would change. And then we got like, oh my God, she lasted a week. She lasted 2 weeks and then, okay, had to go back. And then
Yeah.
we got 6 weeks and we're like, holy shit, that's amazing. And then we had to go back because we found that she had blood clots in her legs and arms and heart and lungs forming. Really scary, really big bats.
Wow.
Yeah. Um, but she's on medications now. We've got that a lot under control. And then as of like, she came home December 14th and she's been home the whole time.
That's awesome. It's like, it's just one of those things, I guess. It takes so long to figure out the right medication cocktail. Plus,
Mm-hmm.
the body has to like heal to a certain point and balance out after the craziness that she went through and
Yeah.
it continues to go through. Like, she is definitely, I mean, I guess that's the good thing about her age is that kids are so resilient and adaptable.
Mm-hmm.
You know, someone who was twice or three times her age going through that probably wouldn't be doing as well as she is.
Oh yeah.
And I only hope that keeps going. I've seen some, I don't know how good my FBI man is, but I've seen some insanely specific TikToks ever since that whole thing happened to me. But they're like amazing inspirational stories. And I'm just always like, I hope that, not that I don't know, you would make a TikTok, but like if that could happen someday where you could make a TikTok that was an inspirational story at one point, that would be super awesome.
Oh yeah. I mean, to boil it down in under a minute would be 11-year-old presented with headaches, found a 4 centimeter tumor attached to her pituitary gland during surgery, had a stroke in her hypothalamus that caused radiating damage throughout her body, spent currently uh,
Months in
6 months.
hospital.
Yeah, 6 months. Because surgery was July, the beginning of
Yeah.
July.
June 30th.
Yeah, June 30th. And then has now gone from unable to breathe on her own to now she's almost doing sit-ups in her bed.
That's amazing. I was wondering how that specific part was going, was movement and like reacting to things. Cause I remember early on when you would send me pictures versus now, like she looks at the camera, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
she's clearly aware. And I,
Yeah.
when I first saw that picture, the one I'm thinking of, I cried because I was like, that she's there, you know, like
Oh yeah.
she is going, yeah, because I'm not there physically, so I don't see as much as you're seeing. So I was really scared that your daughter, you know what I mean? Like that you weren't able to communicate with her. And now I'm feels
Communication.
better that you can.
Yeah. Oh, so I should have more updates and things like that to share soon. It's just like the little things that happen aren't like big enough to share with the crowd at large. But
You don't have to share anything either. Don't feel
I know
like you
I
have
don't
to.
no, I don't feel like I have to, but there are also people who is just like, you know what? It's been a long time since we've heard anything. Um yeah.
It's one of those things that takes a very, very long time. It's not like a
Yeah.
broken bone. I'm
Oh,
glad she's doing good. I really am.
yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, everyone's having a great
I know
KOTOR
that,
discussion in the
right?
comments.
And everybody's like, what else has Jennifer Hale done?
Everything. She's
Right?
literally a Guinness Book of World Record voice actress holder. Like, she is amazing.
Yeah.
She'd be our goat, like, if we could talk to her. Can you imagine?
Well, I mean, scoring a
That's
Mark Mayer interview would also be pretty damn cool.
that would be pretty cool. We've got our list of voice actors. We really want to get a voice actor or multiple voice actors because they are a huge part of what makes a good romance believable in a game. I would love to interview them. Can't wait for that. I'm manifesting it.
Manifest destiny. Oh my gosh. One, I know that Brandon Keener is like way too fucking no about like anything Mass Effect related. Like, I get it. Ooh, we have fangirled too hard and we have pushed you away. I
He would get
understand.
scared listening to our episodes. He's like, I can't talk to them. They're gonna
Right?
freak out. I would be professional, first of all,
Yes.
Brandon Keener, but also I'd have to bite my lip and hold back. Like I would have to do breathing exercises, maybe.
But somebody like the voice actor for Morton would also be cool, though he's not a romance option. He talks about sex. He's our number one sexpert. He is the
Yeah.
me.
Yeah, he is. You know what's funny too? When I was an analyst in the Navy, we used to talk about the 7 degrees of Kevin Bacon, of like how you know someone who
Mhm.
knows someone who knows someone, right?
Yeah.
And we're literally like 2 degrees away from a lot of these people from who we've already interviewed.
Right?
So it's close. It's gonna happen.
Yeah, because I mean,
Maybe one
ooh,
degree in some cases, unless the 1 degree is the actual. No, we're 2 degrees. Sorry.
yeah,
I don't
two
remember how it
degrees.
works. I'm not an
Well,
analyst
okay,
anymore.
so we know Mary Kenny. Mary Kenny worked with Jennifer Hale on Ratchet and
Yeah.
Clank, and so that would be the
And the
two
man who
degrees.
voiced Morden multiple times. I think
Oh
she's worked
yeah.
with him. She's worked with a lot of voice actors. She's worked with Noshir Dalal, who would love to interview you, Noshir Dalal. He voiced
Oh, the guy from
Katalo.
Katalo, yeah.
I have a huge crush on Katalo from Horizon Forbidden West.
Yeah,
But yeah,
Jennifer Hale was in Ratchet and Clank too, in the most
yeah,
recent one.
that's how Mary Kinney worked with her because Mary Kinney worked on Ratchet and Clank. The most recent one. What was that one called? Ratchet and Clank something something.
Mm.
I don't remember what it was. Anyway, she works for Insomniac Games, so like all of their recent games she's worked on. But yeah. Anyway,
Who
okay.
else? Who else is on the manifest board?
Ashley
I
Birch.
Ashley
I would
Birch.
love to
Okay.
interview Ashley Birch.
I think Mark Mayer is definitely up
Rift
there.
Apart, that was it. Mark Mears on there, Jennifer Hale, Ashley Birch. I would love to talk to Nashir Dalal. I would love to talk to what's his face, Morden. Can't remember
Raphael
his name.
Sabarge. I
Raphael
think
Swartz, all the like Mass Effect people. If I could get freaking Garrett, well, gosh, Gareth David Lloyd, there we go, man who voiced Solus, that would be a real hard one for me to get through because I have a
Ooh.
thing for Welsh accents, and all
Ooh,
accents really, but Welsh
Gideon
accents.
Emery.
Gideon Emery would be a good one. Indeed, Steve Valentine, I would very much love to talk to. Claudia Black.
Oh, Claudia
Let's
Black would be
see.
a good one.
Yeah, I'm thinking I've got a lot. I've got a lot of people I'd like to talk to that are specifically voiceover artists.
What?
So
It's like Steve Blum,
Ashley
right? For
Johnson and Troy
Varric.
Baker, good. Yes, Apollo, yes, for sure. Ashley Johnson and Troy Baker, 1000%. Ashley Johnson's Ellie in Last of Us, and Troy Baker's Joel in Last of Us, the game.
Ooh, the voice actors for V in Cyberpunk, they would be interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, definitely. I'm trying to think. I don't know, just anybody. Um, yeah.
I would
What
even
did I
want to.
just finish playing?
What?
That's Ghost of Tsushima. I was just I'm like, what did I just finish playing? Ghost of Tsushima didn't have romance. Unfortunately, that would have
Troy
made for a
Baker's
good
Kai
one.
Lang. Yeah.
No, I can't even believe it. Oh, I would love to interview Nolan North. Love to interview him.
Who's
Voiced
he?
Nate Drake, Uncharted.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. Jeff
You know
Goldblum,
what? Why the
yes.
fuck not?
I
Yes.
would definitely talk to him. He seems like a freaking time.
Ooh, Martin Sheen. Yes.
Why? Tell
Why
us how
not
you played a
interview the elusive
psychotic.
man?
I know.
As
I
if you
know.
would say no to Martin fucking Sheen.
I would interview Keanu Reeves so freaking fast, especially because
Oh,
he's very open to the idea of his video game avatar being banged by all of us. Like I've seen that in an interview. He
Carrie
likes that
Ann
idea.
Moss. I would
Yeah,
also
yeah.
interview.
She's against it though. She doesn't want that to happen to her in her likeness. Episode romancing Timmy. No, no. Those are not the kind of blue eyes I want to gaze into.
Oh my God. Did you see? There was I think it was like a YouTube or a Twitter video of a game developer who worked on Mass Effect 3 that took all of like the scenes that she helped build. And then it made this video to Don't Want to Close My Eyes. I'm going to have to find this because this is the funniest fucking thing I've ever seen. It is Bro Shep running through the entire like valley of all these different Mass Effect scenes and then getting to the end of it. I have to figure it out. I will find it and I will send it to you. So Freddie Prinze Jr. is not on our list.
I could not confirm that though. I had tried Googling it. I really did. So I don't know if that really happened or not.
It did. I was on
Okay, I
Twitter
believe
as
you.
it was going down.
Okay, so he must have deleted it or something. Because I tried after you told me that, I tried finding it
Yeah.
and I couldn't find anything except a screenshot, which I'm like, I take with a grain of salt because I'm like, could be manipulated. People do that. I know that now. I don't know why anyone would bother making it up about him, but
Wait, did Jeff
still.
Goldblum do something really
No, no, no.
awful
Yeah,
and
he's on the
horrible?
list because why not? Oh no, Freddie Prinze Jr. That's who Yuri Cat's asking about, I think. I can't even remember what you told me. Something like he mocked um oh gosh, what was the character's
Creme.
name in Inquisition? Krem. He mocked Krem's gender identity. So, but
Openly
apparent on
multiple
openly on
times.
Twitter, but like I said, I think he deleted it since then because I could not find it on his Twitter. I could only find screenshots of people who weren't letting it die for good reason. Um, it's weird because in interviews he says the opposite thing, so I don't know if he's just trying to like fix his image or if I don't know what's going on there, but
So there's a
yeah.
video up on YouTube of an interview that he did like right after recording Iron Bull. That was like, yeah, and his best girl, what was that chick's name? Oh wait, no, that's right. It was his name is Krem. And so it was like, wait a minute. What like yes, I can understand that maybe you made a mistake in that moment in misgendering them. But then to go and do it again
Like
10
written
years
down.
later. Yeah. Like 10
Mm-hmm.
years later on Twitter bringing it back up that Krem is the bull's right-hand woman. Oh wait, no, right-hand man.
Yeah, when was that tweet dated? Because like I said, I don't remember. I
The
couldn't
tweet
find
was
it.
dated in 22
Oh, I don't, yeah.
because somebody had
Yeah.
brought up like questioning like, "Hey, are you coming back on Dreadwolf to play the Iron Bull again?" And they're like, "Oh,
Mm-hmm.
it never happened. Like I never recorded lines for it. They didn't ask me to come back. Um, but I would have loved to have like reconnected with my right-hand woman."
Did he do it? I don't know. Unless he did like a hashtag creme or something. I guess I don't know who else you could think it was though. I'm trying to give him. I don't know. I shouldn't be giving him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe I don't know. That's shitty. I'm disappointed. No
Me
one will ever
too.
crash and burn as hard as Greg Ellis, though, for
That's
BioWare
yeah,
voice
big
actors.
time.
Holy shit, you guys want a conspiracy, like, theorist, fun little rabbit hole. And that's very sarcastic. Watch his crazy ass video on YouTube about Cullen talking about anti-cancel culture. That was insane. Yeah, that was my only. Oh, did you freeze? Or are you
No.
just being very still? Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know. I remember seeing the tweet and it was clear he was talking about Krem. I
Yeah.
don't know if Jen said the exact same words that it says in the tweet. You guys can Google it, or look it up on Twitter because, like I said, I couldn't find the actual tweet. I think he's deleted it, but people have screenshots of it. Um, I never saw it on his Twitter. Like I said, I took it with a grain of salt at first because that's the only thing that I've ever seen anyone say about him, and I couldn't see it on his actual Twitter page, and people can mess with screenshots, but Jen says she saw it on his Twitter page back when it actually happened. Because I'm new to Twitter, like I only got a Twitter because of our podcast, so I don't generally go on Twitter. Kind of seems crazy, makes me stressed out.
Billy, so Krem is a transgendered character in Dragon Age Inquisition, born female, then lived their whole life and met Iron Bull as a man. And
Yeah,
so
they're
Bull has
he's
only
one of
known
he's
the
one of the chargers.
Chargers.
He's like the main charger that you talk to. I don't think you really talk to any of the other chargers besides Cram, actually. They're
I
kind of
mean,
just visibly there.
yeah. Twitter
Yeah.
was good like
Anyway,
14 years ago.
yeah, long story short, Twitter bad, Garrus good.
Agreed.
Oh, Krem's
He's
a charger. He's like
yeah.
all over the place with Iron Bull.
Whenever you
He's
walk
in
into the bar in Inquisition, they're in the corner. They like stand up on top of the chair and then sit back down, and you get all your
mhm.
charger quests from them.
Yeah, he's in the tavern at Haven. He's outside the gates right next to Iron Bull, like where they hang out. So he's always right there, right next to Iron Bull, usually.
Yeah.
Not all the time if you romance Iron Bull, but
Mm.
maybe. I don't know. Whatever floats their boat.
No, he did it the other way around.
Oh, did you look it up?
No, no. All right, I'm done talking about FPJ. Y'all can Google it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it'd
Oh,
be
shoot,
awesome to
it's
have
late.
any. I know it is late, and oh,
Oh, you should.
we
For no
have
other
so many
reason than
good
to be
things.
angry at Solus.
What?
Oh, Sandsterbot said they've never finished Inquisition. I said you should, if for no other reason than to be angry at Solus with me.
Yeah.
But yeah, it'll be a good time. Well, thank you for staying this long, everybody, and hopefully you enjoyed our Garrus episode. And good night.
Yeah,
Gonna go to
we'll
sleep.
see you
That's
next
my potato.
week. Bye, everyone.